Hi everyone, thank you for watching this video. My name is Artem Arakcheev and I do quantum hypnosis. What does it mean? It means that I apply Ericksonian hypnosis for quantum computing professionals, entrepreneurs, and any kind of people related to quantum computing. I noticed that many people do not have a long-term vision for what's going to happen with the industry and quantum computing in many years from now, let's say 20 or even 50 years from now. Maybe it's too early for a quantum computing development. At the same time, it's good to have a long-term vision to lead the industry in some direction. If you have that vision, there is some inspiration inside of you, there is some motivation inside of you, and you can lead the other people to have this better future, to build this better quantum computing. So it's often people have just short-term vision for maybe 5 years, what's going to happen in the future. So this video, this hypnosis session will help you to develop this long-term vision for what's going to happen with the quantum computing industry in many years from now. To start this hypnosis session, I just want you to find some comfortable place in which you would like to sit or maybe even lie down. If you drive a car, then please stop driving it or come to some safe place, and then use a hypnosis session to dive into the state of trance. So please kind of scan your body, and if there is something uncomfortable, just take it, make yourself comfortable, like comfortable position that in which you would like to sit. Maybe if you sit on the chair, that you can just kind of lean to the back of the chair, like lean to the back of the chair, and then enjoy the trip. So we are starting. Now maybe you can see me on your screen if you're watching the screen. Maybe you can see my face, or maybe you can see something else. So maybe you can see some colors, and you can see some details, and maybe you can see something with your peripheral vision, something on the background. Maybe there is different shapes, maybe there is some visual patterns and something similar or something different in what you see. And also you can hear my voice, you can hear some noises that may be coming from the street, or maybe there are some noises inside of the room if you are in the room, or maybe there is some other sounds, and you can focus on the volume of the sounds. And there is no actually need to focus on them. You can just allow any sound to come in. Maybe you notice some of them, maybe you don't notice some of them. And those that are noticed, that are coming to your conscious mind, and those that remain unnoticed, they are just getting processed by your unconscious mind. And maybe you can feel something, maybe you can feel the temperature of the air. If there is some clothes on you, you maybe feel how the clothes touch your body. Maybe you can notice something. If your legs stay on the floor, you may notice that feeling that creates when your legs touch the floor. Or maybe your body touches something else, and then you can feel this touch. And maybe you can also feel some muscles maybe some muscles on your head, maybe they're relaxed or maybe they're not relaxed, and you can allow the relaxation to happen right now or in some future. And some feelings may change, maybe they become somewhat different that they are now. Maybe some feelings will go out and some other feelings will come in, or maybe something else may change. Maybe you can feel something that I'm not aware of. And while your conscious mind can see what's going near you, images, colors, shapes, and can hear the sounds and can sense the feelings outside and inside of your body, your unconscious mind can allow you to relax and can allow you to go into the state of trance, in some states that you may already know very well. The state of trance is a state that we are in when we go to sleep, and we almost sleep, but we know that the sleep is soon, but we know that we don't sleep yet, and maybe already some images, so that you can see that imagination, maybe very vivid, maybe very bright, and the sleep is coming very soon. And another experience of the state of trance can happen when we wake up and we see the dreams, and we already know that we are about to wake up, but we didn't move that. So this typical state of trance that your unconsciousness can help you to go in, and you can use this trance for better learning, for imagining something related to your goals and to solving the problem that you may have. And your unconscious mind can help you to solve some challenges that you may have in your life and to achieve your goals much easier. And you can go deeper and deeper to this comfortable state of trance. And if your eyes want to close, you can just allow them to close at any moment. Maybe they already got closed, or maybe they will want to close in future. Just let them do it. And when you go to this state of trance with the closed eyes, you can see some imagination, and you can allow some images inside of you being like asleep, being like a dream, and you can go deep to this dream, and you can allow this guided imagery to happen, and your unconscious mind can help you in getting some progress with your learning, maybe about quantum computing industry, maybe about the life itself. And also some sounds can be part of your imagination, some sounds that can come from the street, or some sounds that may come from inside of the room, maybe just part of your imagination, and my voice can stay with you and guide you through this inner work, inner development, inner improvement of yourself. And maybe there is some feelings of the breathing. When the air come in, you can feel it, and when the air goes out, you can feel like chest goes down, and sometimes your chest go up, and then there is a point when the moving up becomes a pause, and then it's moving down, and then there is another position when you're breathing out, then your breathing stops, and then it goes up again. And these cycles are pretty much automatic, and your unconscious mind can control your breath when you don't need to think about how to breathe in and breathe out. And your unconscious mind also controls your blood pressure, controls how your brain makes associations, controls your immune systems, and controls pretty much almost all of the processes inside of your body. Even electromagnetic fields are controlled by your unconscious mind. And your unconscious mind can help you to solve the challenges that you may have in your life, and it can also help you to develop a better vision of the quantum computing industry in many years from now. And to do that, I would like to ask you to imagine yourself like you would see yourself from the side, like you can watch to your face, maybe you can see your body, maybe you would like to watch you from somewhere above you, maybe from the corner of the room, or maybe from some tree in the park, or maybe you can just fly around yourself and see yourself from the left and see yourself from the right. Maybe you would like to look on some parts of you. Maybe you would like to see your hands from outside. It's like going out of the body and being out of the body and just seeing yourself, maybe hear yourself, maybe you can even feel yourself from outside. Maybe you can smell yourself, or maybe you can have some taste. I don't know what representative system can give you some information about who are you, how you see yourself, how you hear yourself. And when you see yourself from the side, maybe you can fly around you and fly above you, and you may notice that there is some timeline that goes from your past and goes to your future. And if you don't see it, it's okay, and it will come when it will come. Or maybe some images can come first, or maybe you can hear it in some way. Maybe you can hear your past, maybe you can hear some sounds or voices of your past, and maybe even you can hear some voices and sounds of your future. Maybe you can take a look on that moment when you was born and find that point on your time life. So you was very little baby, and then you grew up, and then you can find some moments, some memorable moments from your history, what your unconscious mind can give you, what's in your memory. Maybe you can remember your birthday a year from now or 2 years from now, or maybe you can remember your birthday when you was 5 years old or 10 years old. So maybe you would like to spend some time to just remembering some of your past. And if you remember your past, you can also remember it like it is happening right now. And maybe you can see yourself from the side, being in that past, being in those situations. And maybe you would like to fly around your timeline and find some memorable moments in which you would like to go again and having like experience of living those moments again like you live them right now. So you can remember some experience of learning, some experience of communicating, maybe to your family or to your friends, and maybe you can see their faces and maybe you can hear their voices. I don't know what other experience you can have at this moment, and if you can have some smell of the people that you communicated with, this smell can be remembered again and can be lived again like it is your present, knowing that it was your past. And you can fly around your timeline and notice different moments. And in some moments you can spend some time, and maybe you can slide from one moment to another moment to another moment. And then you can find some point on this timeline when it is your present, so you can see yourself, maybe you can hear yourself or feel yourself. And then you know that you have some certain past experience, you have certain skills, you was learning something. At some point on your timeline, you can notice that moment when you first heard or read about quantum computing industry, and maybe you can find that point when there was some first something interested you about learning more about quantum. And then maybe there was a moment when you first learned about what is qubit, and you learned about different technologies from the quantum industry, and maybe some people who are part of the quantum industry, and maybe some moments that you participated in some programs or courses, or maybe you read some book, maybe you study in the Humanium quantum program, or maybe you study in some other quantum programs, or just talking to some people in the quantum industry, and you are learning something, and something may be difficult to understand and something else may be so easy to understand, something you can enjoy, something you can feel relaxed about, something you can feel very calm about, and something maybe can cause your frustration, and some things that may be part of your questions may have some answers later, and some answers you have found till this point, and some other answers remain unanswered, and maybe you can find those answers in the future. And when you fly around your timeline, you can also notice that this timeline is going to your future, and you can take a look to some moments that could happen in the future. Maybe you don't know what those moments can be at this point. Maybe your intuition could tell you. Maybe meeting to some people. Maybe you have some planned meetings, or maybe you just wanted to read some books, or maybe you wanted to attend some courses or programs related to quantum educations. Maybe you want to have a job or have a firm or just come up with some solution. Maybe you wanted to write a paper maybe you wanted to do something else, maybe you wanted to help to the quantum industry in some way, and maybe it's something else. Maybe you have some different plans or different perspective on what's going to happen, and you can fly on your timeline, so you can fly maybe to a point a year from now. So what's going to happen a year from now? And when you imagine yourself on this timeline a year from now, just allow some images to come, or maybe just allow to some sounds to come, or to some feelings to come. And maybe the sounds, images, or feelings will come when they are ready, maybe not now, maybe later, or maybe just some sense will come, some intuition about what's going to be in the future. And you can go to some other period, maybe to 2 years or 3 years or 5 years, or maybe you can go to 3 years and a half, or 3 years and 231 day, or maybe it can be any number of days from now. Just allow your intuition to pick some time in the future, and just allow to go to this situation, to this environment. And it may be some special event or some special situation. Maybe you could find yourself doing some presentation, or maybe you can find yourself reading something about the quantum industry, or maybe you just make a deal with something. Maybe it is related to your business, or maybe it's something about your education, doing some program, maybe doing some master program or PhD program. I don't know what's going to be. And just let anything, any ideas to be imagined. Just allow imagination to be vivid, and just allow some situation to be bright. And maybe you can imagine on your timeline not only your own life, but also lives of other people, maybe all the people in the quantum computing industry, and maybe in any other industries. Maybe you can imagine market related to quantum computing, or maybe you can imagine B2B market or B2C market, or maybe you can imagine economic itself. Maybe you can imagine the flow of some resources, or the flow of time, or the flow of money. And maybe you can imagine many lives at the same time, and imagine where are those going, what are the trends, what are the future trends. And you can imagine those trends like you can imagine them around yourself, like they are going right now. And maybe you can find some details about the future. Maybe there is some people around you, maybe you are alone, maybe there is some event in which you meet many people, or maybe you just meet some very important people, or maybe you talk with them about something, maybe you discuss about something. And if you discuss something with them, interesting, how is your voice sound, and how your sound of your colleagues or your friends or some other people may sound. So you may have some feeling about it or understanding of it. And if there are other people around you, how they smile, or what emotion is shown on their faces. And just allow some imagination to come, and just allow your unconscious mind to give you the sense of the future moments. Maybe you can find one moment or different moments. Maybe it's a series of events, and you can slide between them, go to one, to another, and maybe something is similar between them. Maybe it's a series of common events. There is some common theme in those events. And interesting, how is that related to your future and your development and your skills and maybe your knowledge and maybe what message you send to other people or to the community. Maybe it's quantum computing community, maybe it's communities of other industries, and maybe there is some applications of quantum computing in those industries. And I don't know what can interest you, and I don't know what exactly may happen. Just allow something to happen. Just allow your unconscious mind to develop the bright future for you. It may be bright future, it may be some other kind of future, just the future that fills you ideally, something that you really desire, something that you really like, something that comes easily, that you spend minimal resources to get this future, to let your dreams come true. And now when you have been in your nearest future, maybe a year or 2 years or 5 years from now, or maybe some other number of years, I would like you to notice that your timeline again, like it is going from the moment you was born to through the moment of present to the moment of future. And now you could go to the distant future. Maybe it's a 5 years from now or 10 years from now, maybe 25 years from now, or maybe 30 or 40 or 50 years from now. I don't know what distant future you would like to select. It may be any amount of years, maybe even centuries, maybe even thousands of years from now. So it can be any moment in the future that you, your conscious mind or your unconscious mind may like to select. And then you can just flow to this distant future, and while you're flowing to that moment, to the situation or event or maybe series of events in the distant future, in the long-term future, you may notice how the things are changing around you, how faces of the people are getting changed, maybe are getting more old, maybe they are getting more relaxed, maybe they are getting more calm, maybe they are getting more curiosity, or maybe some emotions on the faces around you, and maybe some emotion on your face can change, and maybe some other things can change as well. Going to this distant future, you may allow some things change. You may observe how the industry change, and maybe you can notice something, some trends, some long-term trends in the industry, and maybe something getting more popular. Maybe quantum computing are getting developed. Maybe there is more qubits in quantum computing. Maybe they are more error prone. There is a better error correction, better coherence times, and maybe the quantum computing industry getting very stable super quantum computers with a lot of qubits, and maybe now it is possible to compute something that it wasn't possible to compute before. And maybe you also would like to see how the quantum computing industry may change the world. More and more devices become quantum devices, maybe something like a quantum toaster appear, or quantum laptop, or quantum washing machine, or quantum watches, or quantum mobile phone, or quantum supercomputer, or it can be any quantum thing, maybe just quantum door, or quantum window, or maybe quantum house. Or maybe you can go to the park and notice quantum technologies around you, or maybe you can notice quantum technologies in your car, or maybe you can notice how your friends use the quantum technologies right now. And you know that this awesome development was done in the past many years, from that moment that you was in the present and now you are in the future, and you can see the things around yourself, and you can see some details, and you can see what's changed, and you can look back and find what actually changed from that moment that you was doing the hypnotic session many years in past. And now so many things changed, and so big development happened, and the quantum computing industry changed so many things in the world. And maybe it disrupted many other industries, and also businesses changed, and the way people communicate changed. And maybe there are greater changes, and just allow to your unconscious mind, just allow your imagination to give you some insight about what changed in these years. And maybe allow yourself, allow your unconscious mind to develop a higher sense of inspiration, and maybe better vision of the past and the future, and maybe notice what was the previous step that bring all this also awesome quantum development, and where are the quantum computing right now, at what industries it is integrated, how it helps in the food industry, or in the healthcare industry, or maybe in financial industry, or in any other industry. And you can spend some time allowing your unconscious mind to give you better vision, better sense, making it more vivid, more bright, more clear, maybe crystal clear imagination, crystal clear vision of the future of the quantum computing industry. And just allow your unconscious mind to keep working on better vision, and maybe your vision can develop little by little every day, and maybe there are some quantum leaps in your vision of the quantum computing industry for the long term. And your unconscious mind can work on your vision when you do something after this trance session will finish. Maybe when you do something, or maybe when you think of something, or maybe you don't do anything, or maybe you do some homework, or maybe you're learning or listening to the music, or maybe you're thinking of something, or maybe you just have some slumber, or maybe you go to sleep, or maybe you sleep and see the dreams, or maybe you're just walking in the park, or maybe you go to somewhere. So just allow your unconscious mind to work on development of the vision, and maybe at some moment when you open the door, some insight will come in, and then you get some thoughts about, oh, aha moment, now I have better vision of the quantum industry. Now I know that industry will go in this direction, or now I know that the industry will go to this direction. Or maybe some insights like, now I will lead this quantum computing industry to some point because I have this vision, and I can lead the people who do not have this vision, and maybe I can help other people to develop their vision for the better quantum future, to make the world a better place, to have fun, to enjoy all the path, to make some money on the quantum computing industry or industry in which quantum computing can be integrated. And now you can see the timeline again, and you can see your timeline is going from the point A when you was born to point B when you will die in the future. And maybe there is no need to go there yet, and you can go to any point on your timeline. You can select any timeline, any moment in time that was in past or that will be in future, or maybe you can go to some moment that was before you was born, or maybe after you die. And maybe you can go to many centuries from now, many thousands of years, or maybe even millions of years. I don't know, it can be any moment in time. And you can also allow your conscious mind to imagine something, and your unconscious mind to give yours that imagination and develop a better future for you. And now it's a time to go back to the moment in the past that is the present moment. So you fly back and you find the point in which you go to the state of trance, to the state of hypnosis, and you find your body and you look on yourself, and then you are allowed to go back to your body and integrate with yourself and notice like you are inside of your body again. And you may open your eyes and you can go out of this trance and maybe take 1, 2, 3 deep breaths and just look around yourself. Maybe notice what are the things around, what are the sounds around, what's going on, the temperature of the air. And now you could take some time to reorient yourself back to the normal state. And when you finish reorienting yourself, feel free to let the comment about how was your experience, how it was for you, what did you notice. Maybe feel free to share what's your vision about the long-term quantum computing industry. Any feedback you can leave in the comments will be appreciated. And if you have some problem to solve, maybe you have a difficult problem in the quantum computing that you work on and you don't know the solution yet, or maybe you have some challenge, or maybe you have some goal, so feel free to text about it in the comment, and I will see it, and I will likely to create another video that will be specially for you, that would help you to solve your problem that you have, or to achieve the goal that you may have. So it was a great pleasure to hypnotize you today. Feel free to reach out with any questions, and have a beautiful day, and enjoy the rest of the day, and good luck.